Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So today we are going to start new unit, that is unit number 6, and the name of unit is the beam. Okay, so am I audible? Anyone can reply me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. The unit number 6, that is design of beams. Design of beams, that is the unit number 6, because unit number 5 was the plastic analysis of beams and portal frame that we have seen, and today we are going to see or learn the new unit, that is design of beam. As we have learned the introduction to design of steel structure, then bolted and welded connection, then design of tension member, design of compression member, design of column, and unit number 5 was the design of or introduction to plastic analysis. And now the unit number 6 is the design of beam. As similar to column or compression member, we have to design the beam also. Okay, so before the design procedure and design the beam, what is beam, that we have to learn first. If uh, as we are all the familiar with the beam, if the this is the simply supported beam is there, then we have to design this horizontal member, that is the beam. So how we define this beam element? If we define this beam, so what we are saying, this beam, what is meant by this beam, what is the technical definition of this beam? See, the beam is the structural element. This horizontal beam is the structural element subjected to transverse loading. Subjected to transverse loading. The beam is the structural element subjected to transverse loading in the plane of bending. Generally, the beam is bending in the direction of the horizontal direction. And uh, how we define, the beam is the structural element subjected to transverse loading in the plane of bending. This is the bending plane. In the plane of bending causing shear force and bending moment. If the this bending is happen due to this transverse loading, this is the load P, or we called as W. Due to this transverse loading, this beam is bent like this. This is the shape of bending. So due to this bending, what happened? The shear force Va and Vb and the bending moment Bm is generated. What happens in the beam, or how to define beam? The beam is the horizontal structural member. This is the horizontal member. The beam is the horizontal structural member subjected to transverse loading. So this is P or W is the transverse load subjected to transverse loading in the plane of bending. So this is the horizontal plane. So this whatever behavior we are showing here, that is the bending. So in the plane of bending causing shear force and a bending moment. Due to this transverse force, this shape will be the we got this shape, and this shape, if we got this shape, then shear force and bending moment is generated. Are you getting what is beam? Due to transverse loading, with the in the plane of bending, we got the shear force and bending moment. Okay, are you getting? So if we write the definition, as I told you, what is beam? So beam is the Write down simultaneously. Beam is the structural element. Beam is the structural element subjected 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 to transverse loading, subjected to transverse loading in the plane of bending, in the plane of bending, in the plane of bending, causes or causing, causes or causing shear force and bending moment, shear force and bending moment. Shear force and bending moment. So this is the definition of the beam. So here V and VB is nothing but shear forces, and due to this deflection delta, the bending moment is generated. Okay, so this is related to beam. But if due to excess loading, some are the failure criteria or of the beam, or some modes of failure of the beam. So next point is the modes of failure, modes of failure of beam, modes of failure of beam. So in which way the beam will fail, or what are the modes in the way beam will fail? For that we have to calculate the strength. Okay, so now the first mode of failure, the first mode of failure, that is the deflection. The first mode of failure is the deflection. We are calling as a deflection limit, that we have to see. Deflection limit. Now what is deflection, or what is, how to calculate deflection for the beam? What is deflection limit? Now the deflection limit is nothing but here, as I have shown in earlier figure. So this is the, suppose beam is there, then due to this load the beam will deflect like this, and that moment of deflection we are denoting as a delta. So that delta is the deflection. Are you getting here? Here this delta is the deflection. So if we define this deflection, then what is deflection, or what is deflection limit? So here, when this vertical load W are applied on the beam, there is always possibility of the bending of the steel section, is nothing but the deflection limit or deflection. So what is deflection? See, when the vertical load, are applied on this beam, when this vertical load applied on this beam, there is always possibility of bending. There is always possibility of bending. See, this is the portion we can see this is the bending portion. So due to this applied load, the bending is there, and this bending is nothing but the, or this bending of steel section is nothing but the deflection. Are you getting, everyone, what is deflection? Due to this vertical load, the horizontal steel section will bend, or here possibility of bending. So this possibility of bending, the amount of possibility of bending is nothing but this delta, and delta is nothing but the deflection. Are you getting? So here this delta is the delta actual. So this delta actual we have to calculate for different loading condition. So for central point load, we have to know the how much delta actual. For UDL, we have to know how much delta actual, and for if UDL point load is there, then how to calculate this delta actual, that we will see in detail. So here the very important part is the deflection limit. For the deflection is the delta actual. Due to this load, how much deflection happen? Due to this W load, how much deflection happen? This is nothing but the deflection limit or deflection, and due to this deflection, the first failure mode is the deflection, and due to this excessive deflection, the beam will fail. So the first condition for the failure of the beam is the deflection limit, and due to this deflection, our beam will fail. So first mode of failure is deflection. Are you getting? So here we can write down everyone here now. When the vertical load, when the vertical loads are applied, vertical loads are applied on the beam, vertical loads are applied on the beam, there is always possibility of bending, there is always possibility of bending of steel section, because we are learning now steel section or behavior of this beam, steel beam. And now in the next point, write down, this is the first point. In the second point, write down the bending of the deflection bending of the deflection actually taking place because you will be asked one theory question maybe in examination mode on the modes of failure or point on the deflection limit or next modes of failure. So here why I am giving in writing, because in one or two theory examination they have asked you the question about the modes of failure of the beam. Okay, that's why I'm giving here writing in the writing. Okay, so taking place should be less than allowable or permissible deflection or permissible deflection. It means what? The meaning of second sentence, the bending of deflection actually taking place should be less than allowable or permissible. It means what? Always delta actual is less than delta allowable or delta permissible. It means actual coming value due to this external force, due to this W, whatever deflection occurs, that deflection should be less than delta allowable or permissible. So how to calculate delta actual and how to calculate delta allowable, that we will see in the design procedure. But this delta actually is less than delta allowable always. So many times in examination, competitive examination also, such a question you will be asked in the competitive examination. Delta actually is always delta less than delta allowable. Are you getting? If the delta actual is greater than the delta allowable, then our structure will fail. जर ऍक्च्युअल व्हॅल्यू ह्या लोडमुळे ऍक्च्युअल डिप्लेक्शन जर अलाउएबल किंवा परमिसिबल पेक्षा जर जास्त झालं तर काय होणार आहे, बीमचं फेल्युअर होणार आहे. सो टू अवॉइड द फेल्युअर ऑफ बीम, मोड्स ऑफ फेल्युअर मधला पहिला फेल्युअर कोणता आहे, डिप्लेक्शन लिमिट. जर डिप्लेक्शन मुळे जर बीम फेल होऊ द्यायची नसेल तर डेल्टा ऍक्च्युअल ह्या लोडमुळे होणार ऍक्च्युअल डिप्लेक्शन हे डेल्टा अलाउएबल पेक्षा कमी पाहिजे, लेस दॅन डेल्टा अलाउएबल. आर यू गेटिंग? So this is very important sentence. So first mode of failure, that is the deflection limit. Okay, now second mode of failure. The second mode of failure is the wave crippling. Wave crippling. So generally wave crippling is nothing but here, if this is generally I section we are using for the beam, if this is I section is there, and here the load P is coming on this I section, then what happen? So this is the centroidal axis. So here what happen, due to this load your beam will this cripple, means the wave of beam the cripple, it means cracks and some small deflections in the vertical, that will be like this. So we are calling here, so P is greater than PU, means whatever applied force P is greater than your PU, किंवा जो परमिसिबल आहे हा सेक्शन वापरल्यानंतर जेवढी परमिसिबल त्याची लोड कॅरिंग कॅपॅसिटी आहे पी, त्याच्यापेक्षा जर पी हा ग्रेटर झाला तर काय होणार आहे तुमचं वेब क्रिपलिंग. म्हणजे जेवढा लोड सहन करणार आहे हा सेक्शन त्याच्यापेक्षा जर एक्सेसिव्ह लोड जर याच्यावरती आला तर या केसमध्ये काय होतं, वेब क्रिपलिंग. आर यू गेटिंग? So if I draw the three-dimensional view of this section, then you will analyze or realize. So this is the 3D view. Are you getting? This is your 3D view. So in this case what happened, this wave, are you getting? So this is the vertical wave. So this wave is crippled like this, or this will bend like this, this will bend. So this is the your wave crippling. So due to this external load, so here load is coming on this beam, so due to this load this beam will cripple. So here I have drawn this way, I have drawn this sketch by this view, side view मधून हे sketch draw केलेलं आहे. This is the your 3D view. Okay, so now what is actual wave crippling? What is meaning of actual wave crippling? So and when it will happen wave crippling? So here wave crippling is nothing but when the loading is in excess than the load carrying capacity. When the loading P is the loading, the P is the loading is excess than the load carrying capacity. PU is the load carrying capacity and P is the excess load. So greater than PU, if the load is coming on this member, then your beam will be fail due to this crippling. When the load loading is in excess than the load carrying capacity of the wave, the buckling strength causing crippling of wave. मग ह्याची जी बकलिंग स्ट्रेंथ आहे, म्हणजे बकल होऊ न देण्यासाठी जी काय स्ट्रेंथ या बीम मध्ये आहे ती कशामुळे क्रिपल होणार आहे, तर एक्सेस लोड झाला. कशापेक्षा, लोड कॅरिंग कॅपॅसिटी पेक्षा जर हा लोड एक्सेस झाला तर तुमचं क्रिपलिंग होणार आहे. म्हणजे वेबची जी स्ट्रेंथ होती बकल न होऊ देण्याची, ती काय झाली, कमी झाली. कशामुळे, तर ड्यू टू दिस एक्सेस लोड दॅन दी लोड कॅरिंग कॅपॅसिटी. सो वी कॅन राईट हियर when, write down everyone here now, when the loading is in excess then load carrying capacity, then the load carrying capacity of the wave exceeds buckling strength causing crippling of wave, Here the wave crippling is nothing but if the loading is excess than the load carrying capacity, then your wave will be crippled, and due to this crippling the second mode failure will be happen, that is the wave crippling. First failure due to deflection, second failure due to wave crippling. Are you getting? So such type of theory question asked, that at that time you have to draw the sketches and you have to write this sentence. This is very important. Okay, so now then third mode of failure, we have seen two first mode of failure, deflection and wave crippling, and third mode of failure is the wave buckling. Third mode of failure is the wave buckling. So how to buckle the wave? So this is the I section. Generally for beam, steel beam, we are using I section. So this is the your I section. So this is the external applied load on the beam. Now wave buckling, when buckling will be there? So this is the applied force P and this is the reaction. For this P, this is the reaction. As everyone we know the Newton's third law of motion. What is Newton's third law of motion? Every action there will be equal and opposite reaction. So for this load the reaction must be there. In wave crippling what happen? या लोड पेक्षा रिएक्शन काय झाली, कमी झाली. लोड कॅरिंग कॅपॅसिटी जी होती ती या लोड पेक्षा कमी झाली, म्हणून इथं क्रिपल झाला. आता या ठिकाणी समजा वेब बकलिंग, व्हेन वेब बकलिंग विल हॅपन, द अप्लाइड फोर्स पी अँड द रिएक्शन both will be the same. Applied force and reaction both will be the same, then wave buckling will be there. In this way, your here it means P is equal to R. P is equal to R. Applied force is equal to reaction. Then your buckling, wave buckling will be there. So your beam will buckle and your buckling failure of beam will be there. Are you getting how to fail the beam in the way buckling? If the applied force and reaction both are equal, then your beam will be buckle and the failure of the beam will by the buckling. Are you getting? So now, how we define the wave buckling? So see, if the external applied force, the P is the external applied force, or the reactions are equal, the buckling strength for causing the wave buckling. See, applied external force and reaction are equal, then your buckling strength for causing the buckling of wave. So write down now definition here. The external applied load, or the reaction are equal to the buckling strength, for causing the wave buckling, So if external applied force and reaction both they are equal, then buckling will be there and your failure due to this buckling of wave. Are you getting? So in these three ways, your beam will be fail. In these three ways, your beam will be fail. So we are calling as a modes of failure of beam. So these three are the modes of failure of beam. So first, what is first? Okay, so what is first? So first is the deflection. I will repeat three cases. Everyone see here. First mode of failure is the deflection. So how deflection will be there? So due to this external force, your beam will be bent. Due to this external W or P force, your beam will be bent. So that bending is some of the amount is there. That amount is the delta. So this for this load delta actual we can calculate. This delta actual should not be greater than this delta allowable. जर हे डेल्टा ऍक्च्युअल जर जास्त झालं तर तुमचं काय होणार आहे, बीम फेल होणार आहे. सो फर्स्ट फेल्युअर क्रायटेरिया इज द डिफ्लेक्शन. If this delta actually is greater than delta allowable, your beam will fail. And if this delta actual is less than delta allowable, then your beam will be the stable. So are you getting? First modes of failure is the deflection. So that is delta actually is less than delta allowable. So now second mode of failure is the wave crippling. So wave crippling, it means what? The external applied load, something load will be the coming on the beam. So P is the external applied force. So due to this external applied force, so what here written? When the loading is in excess than the load carrying capacity. लोड कॅरिंग कॅपॅसिटी पेक्षा तुमचं जर लोड जास्त होत असेल तर ते काय होणार आहे, क्रश करणार आहे तुमच्या बीमला. काय करणार आहे, क्रश करणार आहे. So crush means what? The loading is in excess than the load carrying capacity of the wave exceeds the buckling strength causing the crippling of wave. Wave crippling, it means whatever this bottom force, this applied force Pu is less than the P. जर हा लोड याच्यापेक्षा कमी असेल तर काय करणार आहे, या वेबला ते क्रश करायचं काम करणार आहे. तुमचा या एक्सटर्नल लोडमुळे क्रश होणार आहे बीम. तर क्रश मीन्स क्रॅक्स तयार होणार आहेत आणि ड्यू टू दिस क्रॅक युअर बीम विल बी फेल. So are you getting what is wave crippling? Wave crippling is nothing but the loading is in excess than the load carrying capacity. P is greater than PU. Applied load is excess than the load carrying capacity. Then your wave crippling will be happen. Are you getting? And now third mode of failure, that is wave buckling. When your wave will be buckle, if the applied force and reaction both will be the same, if applied force P and the reaction R both will be the same or equal, then your wave will be buckle, and due to this buckling your beam will be the fail. So this is the third failure criteria is wave buckling. Second failure criteria is the or mode of failure is the wave crippling, and first is the deflection. So by these three way, by only these three way, your beam will be the fail. Are you getting? Deflection, wave crippling, and wave buckling. 2 times theory question asked on this point. So you have to draw this sketch. So you have to show this failure criteria, and you have to write this sentence in one line, because 3 marks this question asked. 1 2 deflection, for deflection 1 mark, for buckling 1 mark, and for clipping 1 mark. For these three marks will be there. Are you getting? So this is the modes of failure. And now if we calculate the strength for deflection, if we calculate the strength for crippling, and if we calculate the strength for buckling, then our beam will be the same. जसं टेन्शन मेंबर मध्ये आपण काय केलं होतं, इल्डिंगची स्ट्रेंथ कॅल्क्युलेट केली, रप्चरची स्ट्रेंथ कॅल्क्युलेट केली होती, आणि कशाची, ब्लॉक शिअरची. त्या जर स्ट्रेंथ येणाऱ्या लोडपेक्षा जास्त असतील तर काय होणार आहे, वॉट एव्हर मेंबर यू हॅव प्रोव्हाइडेड दॅट मेंबर विल बी सेम कंडिशन इथे आहे. जो मेंबर तुम्ही प्रोव्हाइड केलाय तो जर बकलिंगसाठी सेफ असेल, क्रिपलिंगसाठी सेफ असेल आणि डिप्लेक्शनसाठी सेफ असेल, तर व्हॉट यू हॅव प्रोव्हाइडेड मेंबर विल बी दी सेफ फॉर stability. Are you getting? So we will see the now design procedure of beam first, and then we will solve the examples on the design of beam. Okay, so this is the some theoretical part behind the our actual problems. Are you getting? So in this way we can calculate the strength for deflection, wave crippling, and wave buckling.